And like, I want to start this by saying that it's not easy and it's not for everybody. And I totally get that. Welcome to the integrated life of a full-time videographer. My name is Kian and I am the host of this podcast. First and foremost, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And this is episode 0, where I kind of introduce what this whole thing is about. But better yet, what is an integrated life, right? And how you could live a more integrated life as well. So first of all, what is an integrated life? Having an integrated life means aligning your personal values, goals, and priorities across all aspects of your life, work, family, relationships, health, and hobbies. So they complement and support each other instead of feeling like separate competing parts. And the way to combine these things cohesively and how you live your life on a day-to-day basis to work with it harmoniously and make it sustainable is the integrated life. It's about creating harmony and balance where your actions and decisions are guided by a clear sense of purpose. There's a togetherness that makes you feel complete and whole. And like, I want to start this by saying that like, it's not easy and it's not for everybody. And I totally get that. What I'm here to do is try to inspire the people who resonate with an integrated life. It might take a little bit of obsession. It might take a lot of work. But I got to let you guys know that the fulfillment is 10 times more than anything that I've ever done, right? I have many people in my life who are living a more conventional life, right? Who have chosen the 9 to 5 and then come home and kind of work on their hobbies or do whatever else that they feel fulfilled by. And that's cool too. But when I tried that disconnected life where like the different pockets of my life were kind of like very separate and it just never gave me joy, right? I was so miserable and I didn't understand why, because the integrated life only came to me recently where I understood the term of having an integrated life, but I didn't realize I was striving towards this for like a majority of my life. I've had over 25 jobs and my conclusion was that like I'm just a terrible worker and I could never understand or define my why when it comes to like working for other people. An integrated life doesn't mean every moment is perfectly balanced, but rather that your life feels cohesive and authentic. For example, this is the way that I mainly have an integrated life in, pursuing my career that aligns with my passion and values. I'm a full-time videographer, so it's my passion to create videos, but it's also the way I earn my living. And what I'm working on right now is prioritizing meaningful relationships while making time for personal growth. To have more people who can relate to me and I can relate to them. If you feel like you're a lone wolf and if you feel like there's nobody for you or people don't really understand you, like maybe this video and the integrated life is for you, because relationships is a huge part of living an integrated life. It's probably the hardest part too, because finding people who are like you requires all this extra work of like you reaching out, you battling with your ego of reaching out to people. And I totally understand that, it's totally relatable. I hope that this podcast can actually help myself and whoever that's out there have this community of people who can relate to each other. And that's the main goal of this podcast, pretty much. So I guess that begs the question of like, how do you live a more integrated life if this is your thing? First and foremost, I would suggest that everybody take out a piece of paper, write down a list of all the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, even the one-offs, right? Like if you go to birthday parties or whatever, like write that down too. And then right beside it, write why you do it. That determines whether or not that thing is even important to you. If you can't find a reason for doing that thing, just toss it out. And not that you can't do those things anymore, it's just not priority. Because like nobody's perfect, right? Like I do things that like are one-offs because other people want to do it. Like I'm a team player too. Okay, but the point is that you create the list of things that you do that is meaningful to you, that is purposeful. And now we got to think about like your day to day, because life is essentially just days stacked up together. It's supposed to be simple, right? If it's too complex, then like why would anybody want to approach the integrated life? So the idea is to implement habits. Throughout this entire podcast, you're going to know that I'm going to use a lot of examples based off of my videography journey, because it's been my life for the past 8 years as a full-time videographer. And every day you take these little actions, and eventually you're going to realize that like you're surrounded by the right people, you're creating out of passion, and you're making money from it. You know, how amazing does that sound though? So these habits that you're building is essentially just building a love for the process. So we're not here to like have this crazy like outlandish goal and then try to work towards that. It's like we're working on the day-to-day, the small stuff, to really have an integrated life. I hope this really helps, because the gratitude that I'm getting from, you know, living this way is honestly like I'm living my dream life is what I feel like, right? On the day-to-day basis, like all the things that I'm doing, it just feels so aligned that I wish this for everyone. In short, it's about living intentionally and ensuring all areas of your life contribute to a fulfilling, unified whole. But that's what I have for the very first episode, keeping it super short, and I hope you got some value from this. If there's a friend or anybody that you think could really use this, please send this to them. But I'm going to keep these solo episodes really short, but also use these to kind of guide your thought processes when I do release the interview style podcast episodes, right? Those are going to be like an hour long. I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Talk soon.